Hi, sixth graders. We are still on Unit 9. This lesson is on sales tax. All right, so a sales tax is a portion of a purchase that is added to the amount. A sales tax is always a percent of an amount, just so that it is the same portion and it's proportionate to all the different things that we purchase. So let's think if we go to the store and we buy a gallon of milk for $2.50, and if they just had a straight sales tax of $5 on everything, then if it was just $5, or if it was $5, then we'd be paying more sales tax than we are for the actual purchase of milk. But if we think about, like if we go and buy a $20,000 car and there's a $5 sales tax, then it would make it $20,000. Oops, oh my gosh. It would make it $20,005, which really isn't that much of a then it's like, oh, $5 extra on a $20,000 car. So that's why we don't add, or we add a portion of our purchases as a sales tax, but the way we figure out how much sales tax is by a percent. And it's always, most states have different percents of sales taxes, and some items have sales tax and some don't. So sales tax it kind of varies and differs between products and locations. All right, so to find the total cost after given a sales tax, if you could write this example down right here, a video game originally cost $74. The sales tax is 5%. What is the total cost of the video game? And then we have two methods that we are going to go through in this video. I would like you to do both with me. So we start with a video game of $74. Actually, wait, I'm not going to do that yet. And the sales tax is 5%. Okay, first we need to take our percent and we need to change it to a decimal. So you might want to write these steps down for method 1 and for method 2 when we get there. The first one is going to turn the percent into a decimal, which we're really good at. 5% is now going to be 0.05. Now we multiply by the total price. So we take $74, multiply it times 0.05, and we get 74 times 0.05. We get 3.7. which I'm going to add my 0 to make it money and add my dollar sign. This would be dollar also. So $3.70 is our sales tax. That is how much, based on a $74 video game with a 5% tax, $3.70 is what is going to be added to my bill that will go towards tax. So then my last step is to add it to the price. So 74 plus $3.70 is going to be $77.70. Sometimes we forget to add the sales tax to the price. So if we start with a video game of $74 with a sales tax of 5% and we end up with a total of $3.70, that doesn't really make sense. So we always have to ask ourselves, is that reasonable? Sales tax makes our price go up. So if there's a tax on something, our total is going to be more than the amount that the purchase is worth. All right, and then method 2 is we can just change our percent. Like we can add the percent to 100, and then we're going to just multiply that by our total. So it says first add the percent of tax to 100. So I have 5%. I'm going to add it to 100%, and I get 105%. We turn it to a decimal, so 105% is 1.05. And then if I multiply it times the total price, so 74 times 1.05, I would get $77.70. Both methods work, whichever one you want to do. The first method, you are multiplying first and then adding. The second one, you're adding first and then multiplying. Let's do a few more examples. What is the total cost of a sweatshirt if the regular price is $42 and the sales tax is 5.5%? The very first thing that I'm going to do before I do anything is I'm going to change this. I know that 5.5 is the same as 5.5, so I'm going to change this right now to 5.5%. Now I have a sweatshirt of $42 with a sales tax of 5.5%. And we want to know the total cost. Sometimes you're going to be asked, what is the sales tax? And sometimes you're going to be asked, what is the total cost? So if I start with, I'm going to do both methods again so that you can see. So method 1, I change 5.5% to a decimal. Remember, just because it has a decimal already in it doesn't mean it's already in decimal form. 0.055. Now I take my total and I do 42 times 0.055 and I get $2.31. This is my sales tax, and then I have to add it to my price. 42 plus $2.31 is $44.31. And don't forget the dollar sign. Okay, if I do the second method, I'm going to do 100% plus 5.5%, and I get 105.5%. I need to change that to a decimal, so that becomes 1.055. And then I take my total, which was 42 for the sweatshirt, $42, multiply it times 1.055, that's 0. And then if you put that into your calculator, you would get $44.31. Horatio plans to buy a new kayak that costs $1,000 or $1,849. He lives in North Carolina where there is a 4.25% sales tax. First, it asks us to calculate the sales tax. Then it asks us to find the total cost. So for the sales tax, to just find the sales tax alone, you will need to do method 1. So we need to do $1,849 times, and I changed my percent to a decimal, so 0.0425. So I do 1,849 times 0.0425, and I get $78.58. That's my sales tax. It seems like a lot, but the higher the price, the more that there's going to be a sales tax. Okay, so we need to know that if we buy something that's really, not very much money at all, then you're going to have a really small sales tax. The more money, the higher the sales tax is. And then we need to make sure we add, so our second question is what's the total cost? So then we do 1,849 plus 78.58, and I get 1,849 plus 78.58 is $1,927.58. And definitely be using your calculator on these. That will help speed it up, and it will make sure that you are getting more correct answers as you calculate. All right, Miss Lobbs, Miss Kraska, and Mrs. Griner went out to eat at Applebee's to celebrate Pie Day because, of course, that's like our favorite day of the whole year, right? Their bill was $43.25. if they want to tip the waitress 15%, how much of a tip will the waitress get? Then it says if they split the bill between the three of them evenly, how much will they all pay? So first, let's figure out how much of a tip will the waitress get. So a tip is just like sales tax. It is added on to the total. Usually when you're at a restaurant, you're given the total that already has the sales tax on it. And normally you would add the sales tax first and then tip off of that, or at least that's what I would do. So we have $43.25, and I need to figure out what 15% is. So basically that's what the sales tax is and what the tip is. You're figuring out what that percentage is of that price, which we know how to find the percent of a number, and then you're adding it on. So 43.25 times 0.15, because that's my 15% changed to a decimal. So we have 43.25 times 0.15, and we get $6.49. I'm rounding it to the nearest hundredth because it's money, and I'm adding my dollar sign because it's money. So this is how much of a tip the waitress is going to get. We're going to add that to our bill so that we can figure out how much we're each going to pay. So I do 43.25 plus 6.49, and I get $49.74 was the total bill. There's three of us, so I take $49.74, I divide it by 3, and I get $16.58 per person. So it seems like a lot of work, but if we just break it down to steps, we start with our bill, we find the tip, we add it to the bill, we get the total, divide it by how many people there are, and then this is how much we each pay, which is basically the same process if you were going to go out to eat with your family or maybe other families, and then you're figuring out how to split the bill, and you have to think about what was the total, what was the sales tax, what was the tip. So you're going to be a pro at this next time you go out. Here are some things for you to try. So I have 5 problems that I wrote down here that I would like you to pause and try at least a few of them. I would say try them all, but at least do a few. Write it out, do it in your notebook, and pause this screen. And then when you're done, go to the next screen, and I have the problems written out with the answers. So I used either the method 1 or method 2. I think on the next page I specified if I used method 2. But here's exactly how I would do it and what your answer should be. So read carefully and go through all my steps and see what you got. And if you didn't get that, try to find your mistakes so you can go back and make your correction. Here are the other 2. Check your work, or maybe just looking at mine makes you understand it a little better. Maybe you were confused and you just want to look at my examples and just look how I set more up. That would be awesome. I don't care which method you use, but I do feel like for this you need to make sure you understand both, at least method 1 of finding the sales tax and then adding it to the total. And then just remember the difference if you're asked for the sales tax or if you're asked for the total. All right, that's all I have. Have a great day.